We asked Donnie to demonstrate his skills. In less than 5 minutes, he's broken into the database of a major international airline.
So basically, I'm one step away from grabbing all of the reservation information, all of the user information, which would include your name, your address, your telephone number, your credit card information for verifying your flight.
With power like this at your fingertips, we wonder what potential damage a group of dedicated hackers could cause.
We could certainly shut down the United States critical infrastructure, I would assume, probably within a day. Dedicatedly, I would give it 1 week of research, 1 day to take it down.
And that means what? What is the...
That means taking out the power grid. It means taking out the communication power. It means taking out probably the military capacity of the United States to function properly. We'd probably go into a police state at that point.
Is that an exaggeration?
No, I don't think so.
Hacking is a growth industry. There are now books, magazines, and classes that teach hackers how to breach internet security. There are even hacker conventions. DEF CON, held every year in Las Vegas, is the largest.
Can you imagine 7,000 hackers loose in the entertainment capital of the world?
DEF CON isn't your average convention. It's cash only at the door, which isn't such a bad idea. With 7,000 hackers afoot, it's probably the last place you'd want to use your credit card.
Well, DEF CON's been going on a long time now, various degrees of notoriety, hacking their badges and hacking each other and hacking each other's cell phone, and it can be a dangerous thing to attend.
At DEF CON, you can learn how to pick a lock, electronic or otherwise, or how to hijack a digital billboard. And though most attendees are hackers, there's also more than a few federal agents.
In more recent years, you have so many undercover FBI agents that it's hard to tell law enforcement apart from the real deal.
Depending on who you talk to, the FBI are there to either spy on the hackers or recruit them.
We seek out the rockstar hackers to find out what the cutting-edge threats and vulnerabilities and tomorrow's issues and problems are, because they know.
Somebody told us it's easy to spot the FBI. They're the guys over 35. And today, with software designed for children as young as 6 months old, a new and far younger generation of hackers is right behind this one. When we return, how a 15-year-old hacker paralyzed the internet's biggest players.
If they were up and they were online, it could be shut down.
In the shady online world of the hacker, there is no one more notorious, Mafia Boy.
A surprise move today by the Montreal teenager known as Mafia Boy. He admitted in court he is the hacker who crashed several popular websites last winter.
The turn of the millennium saw the peak of the first .com gold rush. Internet giants like Yahoo, eBay, and Dell.com were doing hundreds of millions of dollars in online business every day. But in February 2000, these sites suddenly found themselves at the mercy of a 15-year-old kid. Michael Calce, aka Mafia Boy, a high school student from Montreal.
My dad got me a computer when I was extremely young. I was 6 years old. It just, I don't know, it fascinated me what I could do with this machine.
At 12, Michael was already a respected hacker. And by the time he was 15, he would join what was then one of the most powerful hacker groups online.
And I felt honored at the time. You know, we're talking about TNT Force. This was a big Russian hacker group that had a big foundation and serious programmers in it.
As TNT's newest member, Michael was eager to show off his skills. He hatched a plan to destroy a rival hacker gang by building the ultimate online weapon.
I'm going to make a new tool, something that is so powerful people have never seen before, and they're going to run for their lives and wish they were never hackers.
But before he attacks his enemies, Michael must first test the weapon. He picks a target: Yahoo. To this day, the biggest, busiest, and most profitable website in the world.
It really never entered his mind that one of the most important sites on the internet, one of the most valuable e-commerce companies there, would actually get taken out by what he built.
In the early morning hours of February 7th, 2000, Michael prepares his attack. He puts the weapon on a timer, thereby creating an alibi, and then heads off to his grade 9 classroom.
So he's sitting in a classroom, the teacher's talking, and Mike isn't paying any attention because all he's thinking about is 3, 2, 1, it's launched.
And at 10 a.m., what is still the largest internet attack in history begins.
I got home, I was just dying to get on the computer and see exactly what the results were. And I realized it was more than successful when I got home because Yahoo.com was still down.
Michael's weapon launched a direct assault on Yahoo computers. It was called a denial of service attack. Every time you access a website, you messed from that site's computers. What Michael did was harness the bandwidth of dozens of larger computers, mostly from universities in the US. By turning them all onto Yahoo and making millions of requests every second, he crashed Yahoo's site.
It's like if you call a pizza place and the phone is busy, it means that they're dealing with too many phone calls. Same thing. I bombard them with so many requests, they're just offline.
Even today, there are very few defenses against this kind of attack. After seeing Yahoo collapse, Michael got a little carried away. CNN, Amazon, eBay, Dell, all multi-billion-dollar companies, all easily shut down by Mafia Boy.
CNN was one of the biggest attacks because they lost 1,200 other sites when CNN.com went down. Everything linked to CNN just went poof with it. I started to realize I had something way more powerful than I could imagine here. I felt a sense of it before, but this was the moment I realized, there's not much that can stop me here.
The attacks made headlines around the world and sent shockwaves rippling through the new economy.
You have a situation where the price of these companies that were hit, they take hits on the stock market. You have the Attorney General of the United States standing up and saying that we will get the ones who are responsible for this. You have President Clinton convening a cybersecurity summit at the White House and talking about finding ways to fend off future attacks like this.
The first reports came out, they were estimating the damage to be $1.7 billion damage. All from a Pentium 133.
It was Michael's bragging that eventually got him arrested. He served 8 months in a juvenile home. But he left a legacy. Suddenly, the internet didn't seem like such a great place to do business after all.
People didn't really realize the extent to which the internet was vulnerable until a 15-year-old kid kind of showed them. I think it, in a sense, showed that the emperor had no clothes. That the thing experts had known all along, that building e-commerce on top of the internet is maybe not the best idea. It also showed that there wasn't a coordinated strategy in the government, in industry, to actually combat and fix a lot of these flaws and to fight off these attacks.
The internet has little to no law enforcement. It's simply too big, international, and too anonymous.
It's very difficult to identify who is online at any one time, where do they come from, and they can just disappear into the ether. Just take out their connection and they're gone. They're like specters, like ghosts.
For the most part, black hats target one company and its ubiquitous operating system. Now, this company is looking for a little vigilante justice.
Microsoft established an antivirus reward program that will pay people if they provide information on a virus writer and it leads to an arrest and conviction.
It's a cash bounty. $250,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of anyone who has written a destructive virus. We asked Donnie if he was up for the challenge.
I don't know if it's entirely possible. It's really, really hard to identify the creator of a piece of code. A piece of code can be as small as 4 lines that anybody could type out on a computer anywhere. If I were to successfully track someone down and actually be able to obtain this bounty, so to speak, $250,000 would be enough to secure my future.
His target? A Microsoft Word virus. So called because it hides inside a Microsoft Word document that the author then emails across the internet. Where Blaster was mindlessly destructive, simply flooding the internet, the Microsoft Word virus is much more sinister. After infecting a computer, it begins to collect documents. It then sends these documents back to the authors of the virus. The range of documents being collected concerns Donnie.
CAD drawings for computer-aided design, spreadsheets, PDF documents, architectural and machine blueprints. The nature of the data that's being taken, to me, it goes straight to our critical infrastructure. It goes straight to the core of the United States military.
And the virus is known to have targeted power systems and government agencies. It is, literally, spyware. Donnie's first stop in his search for the authors is Russia, home to the blackest of the world's black hats.
We may not be able to pull this off, but we can certainly try.
When we return, the most lethal online threat yet.
The estimates are that it alone has infected 50 million machines. So there's this hovering, literally perfect storm of potential attack.
En diciembre, los mejores documentales en Buzz. Gibraltar, dentro del estrecho.
In the past few years, hackers and their viruses have evolved. Mischievous kids are no longer the main problem. Now it's all about the money. And viruses are designed expressly to steal your data.
In the good old days, all the viruses were written by hobbyists and geeks and nerds in their basement for fun, for fame, really. And that started changing 5 years ago or so. To professionals and criminals, people who do this to make money, even people who make millions.
And while thieves used to break into your house, these days it's much easier for them to break into your computer. What they're looking for is personal information, credit card numbers and banking details, anything that can be sold for quick and easy cash.